Welcome to the AFR Saints channel, where we provide you daily content on your favorite team, the New Orleans Saints. Do us a favor and hit that subscribe button. Be sure to leave your comments below and smash that like button. Who dat? Nick Underhill earlier today reported that the Saints were working on an extension with safety Tyrann Mathieu. We now have from Nick Underhill over at NewOrleans.football the numbers on that extension. Remember, had the Saints chosen to release Tyrann Mathieu, it would have just been a minimal cap savings because they had already restructured him. So it would have been a little under $2 million. So by working on a contract extension and adding years to the contract, now it adds more years where they could spread out cap numbers and sort of like that. So final numbers on the Tyrann Mathieu extension from Nick Underhill. It's a 2-year extension, maxing out at $13.75 million with $10 million of it guaranteed. So 2 years, $13.75 million with $10 million guaranteed. When you, I'm trying to real quickly see if I could pull up what the contract would have looked like. So, fine. As it looks, what they've done here, and I actually don't know. Yeah, this doesn't include. Forgive me. I was looking up at Spotrac to see if they had updated yet to what the future of the deal would look like. They don't. As of right now, Tyrann Mathieu's 2024 cap hit is $12 million. The dead cap number was 10.3. So had they out and released Tyrann Mathieu, they would have saved a little under $2 million, like $1.7 million. But they still are on the hook under the old deal for $7 million next year, and then another $4.3 million in 2026, and then another $1.1 million in 2027. And those were all voided years where he would have been a free agent after this coming season. So now basically he's under contract in 24-25. And we'll see how they ultimately spread this out. Ultimately, listen, the question for Tyrann is how much longer is he going to be able to play, and how much longer is he going to be able to play effectively? He's 31 years old, and he's played in 163 NFL games. So he's no longer a young player, obviously, and you look for when that inevitable dip will come. The interesting thing is it appeared as though that had happened. And he's had a bit of a resurgence in New Orleans. Won the Super Bowl in Kansas City in 2019 and had 75 tackles. And then in the COVID year had just 62 tackles. And his last year in Kansas City, it was back up to 76 tackles. But it was one of those things where Kansas City was probably betting on parting ways a year too early rather than a year too late. But in New Orleans, Tyrann came and immediately, led the team with 91 tackles in 2022. And this year at 75 tackles. But the point is, 3 interceptions a year ago, 4 interceptions this past season in 2023. Tyrann has continued to produce at a high level, even at 31 years old. So it's one of those instances where if you're New Orleans, it serves 2 purposes. Number one, obviously, it's going to help you against the cap this year. Instead of having Tyrann's cap number be in the $10 million range or $12 million range, you're going to be able to with the extension get a lower cap number this year, which will help you against the cap. But also, you're betting on Tyrann still being a productive player for the next 2 seasons while he's under contract as you extend him. So the other thing I'll say in Tyrann's favor with this conversation is in 2 seasons in New Orleans, he has been durable. Tyrann Mathieu has played in every game that he has been a New Orleans Saint each of the last 2 years, and he had not done that since the 2019 season. The last time he played a full season of 16, that was 16 games. So 17, 18, 19, he didn't miss a game those 3 years. Prior to that, when he came into the league in 2013, his first 3 years, he never played a full season. And then in 17, 18, 19, he didn't miss a game. 20 and 21, he missed a couple of games. And then the last 2 years, he's played every game. So he has been a durable player even at 31 years old. He's been a productive player. And now he becomes a more affordable player as well. So Saints continue their cap crunching and all the cap gymnastics to get within cap compliance before the start of the league year next year. And part of that includes extending Tyrann Mathieu here. The bigger question, I think, at safety has nothing to do with Tyrann Mathieu. Clearly, it's if they're releasing Marcus May. Is Jordan Howden the answer there? The rising second-year player out of Minnesota who was a draft pick a year ago. Is it a veteran like Jonathan Abram? Do you go sign another safety in free agency? Are you looking in the draft? That's really the bigger question, I think, at safety right now because they're clearly committed to having Tyrann Mathieu as a part of this team for the next 2 years. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please leave your comments. I love to interact. And be sure to hit the red subscribe button below.